Hello. There it is. Hello, everybody. I'm a professional streamer. Once again, Dot is having technical sound issues. No, I am so glad to welcome all of you to a Sunday here on the Dotlet for something new. Something new. I am pleased to say that this show has popped in at the right moment. Our regular Sunday slot for Owl of Lycia dwindled in 2020, and we're filling it with something new, which I could sit here and tell you all about, but I think I'm gonna let the mastermind behind today's show do that instead. So some things I just want to tell you. If you are new to the Dotlet, I just want to thank you for being here. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. Thanks for coming to share stories and roll die and laugh. These are what community is built on. If you are new, hit the follow button. That way you know when we go live again next Sunday and the Sunday after, and so forth and so on. So thank you, for doing that. And in addition, if you feel like there's just the ever more need to really give and help the community out, you'll see just below Pro down there at the very, very bottom is a bar. It's called the Vengeance Bar. If you want to bring a little vengeance into our Dragon Age campaign, you can do so by filling it with bits and tips. When you fill it with bits and tips and it's full, I don't know, Sav will figure out a way, I'm sure, to bring vengeance into our lives. But more importantly, that bar and the funds that you put into it help me pay this incredible cast who are bringing their talents, their time, their energy, and their love of story to all of you. So just know it's as much as I'd like to say it's going into my pocket, it's really not. It's helping us feed our fur babies and our critter babies and maybe just the real babies. So yeah, thank you so much for that. So I think that's all the business I have. We'll cover some more business at the end. So I'm gonna pass it right off to our game master, who's gonna drop us into the world of Dragon Age.
Hi, everybody. We are going to be playing the Dragon Age TTRPG, which is by Ronin Press. Is a D6 system. So we'll be rolling D6s for everything, but we'll have a special one called the Dragon Die. When we roll doubles on our dice, the Dragon Die lets us add a little something special to the maneuver or the skill check or the story itself. So that's going to be super fun. I can't wait to get started with this. I'm going to give a very brief intro, and then hopefully it'll be the last time you hear me talk for a little bit. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of humans that brought Darkspawn into our world. The mages who dared take physical form within the Fade entered seeking the Golden City. They had sought to usurp heaven, but instead destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruptions, and returned as monsters, as the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable, ruthless, relentless. And when the first Grey Wardens ascended, imbibing the spirit of the Blight itself into their own being, women and men of all races and creeds and castes sacrificed everything to stem the tides and drive back the Darkspawn, and slew the Archdemon from Thedas itself. 400 years have passed since the first Blight tore across Thedas. The Wardens' numbers have been in decline, their sacrifices long forgotten by those who walk the lands. And political intrigue threatens the rule of Ozmar, the ancient dwarven city that stands as a remaining bulwark against the Darkspawn teeming in the Dark Roads, or Deep Roads, my apologies. And Ferelden's rule, which has had a swift shift into a new era of Kaelin, young king, full of pride, who only dreams of glory. The Dalish, still scattered across the lands, grasping tight to what heritage and history remains of their people, and far to the north, the Qun hovers like a broken crown, with their only edict thundering like a drum across the wrist of the kingdoms. Submit or perish. But something else looms in a place we're not so familiar with. Far from the ruling eyes of Denerim, in the village of Ventiver, in the southern hills at the edge of the Bristolian forest, in the lands of Ferelden, this village seeking isolation and a sense of freedom, has conducted itself openly without fear of imperial tongues wagging or extending greeting palms for the heft of coin. Comfortable in their backwoods trade of grain and wine, they've emerged to carve out a decent existence But this isolation may be the end of their doings. And it's here we'll find our party, bearing tales of strange occurrences just outside the village itself. One that is on the edge, already from rumors of darkspawn teeming in the Kolkari wilds south of here. Rumors of creatures lurking on the outskirts at night, daring closer than ever, ignoring the scent of the living and their fires as if something compelled them venture forth, either through hunger or sinister compulsion. And our camera will sweep down onto a lonely road made of dirt, loose rock. We're headed east of Ventiver, towards the Brazilian forest itself, in search of the truth of nature's perversions. The autumn air is crisp, the dew-drenched grass frozen over with frost, with no warmth of sun rays to free it from its prison. And it crunches slightly beneath the feet. And trees with leaves the colors of hungry flames, worn like crowns on its fingers that reach towards the iron-gray sky, stand on either side of the path, like silent guardians. The Folder farmstead lingers just ahead, another 10 minutes, and our companions grow eager to warm their stiffened limbs by a fire before returning to their journey. So you all are walking eastward towards this farmstead. I think we'll give you all a few minutes to talk about your characters, interact with one another.
Does anybody want to kick it off?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
We got one.
If you want to, you can.
No. I'll
Okay.
leave it to you.
Okay. So I am playing Elith. Very young, elf. Very rough-looking, short, red-brown hair. Wearing leather armor over clothes that are very obviously ragged and have seen a lot of wear and tear. And he is probably the most upbeat and happy out of the group. Like, even no matter how long we've been walking, he still has the biggest smile on his face and is just probably whistling and singing to himself as he goes along.
You look over and you see this female dwarf who has a very well-kept braided Fu Manchu, is the only way I know how to describe it. She keeps the mustache a little shorter around the edges. It's not quite as long, but this nice kind of long goatee. And she's kind of rough around the edges. She carries no weapons that you see, though she is clad in kind of leatherish type armor and a hood. And she has these very apparent gauntlets on her hands. And she simply kind of turns to you, and Murdy says, "Is all you do sing?"
Well, you need a little bit of joy in your life, don't you? I'm glad for an excuse to be outside.
Everybody from here to there is gonna hear yous.
I have no fear about people hearing me.
Murdy goes, "Well, if I was you, I would," under her breath.
As you say that, a laugh kicks out from Lalafrin Talinar. I am playing a Dalish elf. They have dark skin, dreadlocks with a side cut. They have what looks to be a raven's kind of skull kind of attached within there. Dreadlocks at the top. They're wearing very thick leathered kind of clothing. They have like tribal kind of tattoos all over their face, and they're just laughing and saying, "Well, I must agree with you. It is quite amusing that whenever we get jumped, you always seem surprised that it happens."
Could be worse.
No. I think we've got a journey to get on, don't we? From there, we see a human woman amongst the bunch, clad in circle robes from the Lake Callanhad circle, kind of autumn colored for her. Her hair is dark, dark brown with a bit of gray streaking through the front, tied back into a very neat braided bun. And she has bright, intelligent green eyes that seem to be laughing a little bit. She's in good humor.
And just as a quick note as well, my character pronouns are they, them.
Shall we proceed onward? It's getting a bit chilly. I don't think we want to be out here the whole time.
How farther do we got to go?
Not much, near as I can see.
Let's make it quick then.
Of course. You are more than welcome to keep singing. I think you may be driving off the wildlife.
It's not that bad.
Oh, that's good, Mom. That is really good.
He will continue singing.
So how much farther do we have on this trail?
Yeah.
Asking me, or are you asking each other?
Yeah, yes, no, I'm asking
Okay.
you. Dot is asking.
I assumed
Is
because of the
asking you.
voice, but you just have a few more minutes now. The trail itself begins to wind down. As soon as you escape the reaches of this forest, the land begins to flatten, and what you see, maybe 300 yards off of you right now, is a very quaint farmstead. You see a few fields that lay empty. The harvest was but a few weeks ago, so this is to be expected. Very small homestead that sits here. Very quaint barn next to it, maybe 20 feet away from it. And what catches your eye first and foremost is you see several birds seem to be circling above it. They don't seem to be drawing closer. Eager to land, perhaps, but something keeps them where they're at.
Oh, good. Another small place. I'm sure I'll be welcomed.
Well, they're not liable to know who you are, dear. But take a look up there. She sort of gestures with her staff to
Bad
the birds.
omens. Murdy points straight up. She's just not like that.
It just means somebody's dead, probably.
Or they're hunting.
You seem reluctant, don't you think?
Why aren't they landing?
Probably
It's a very
because
good
something's
question.
Still here.
I'm sure it's fine. It's just birds. We've all just been on edge since the singing happened. It's fine.
Mountain dwarves do not trust them.
Well,
Just not like birds.
perhaps we should go carefully. Yes?
Definitely a good idea to. Fine, I'll stop singing.
Do we, should we knock?
Yes, that's a good
Certainly.
idea. You first.
Did
I shall be
suggest-
right behind you, dear. Go on.
I'll be in the back.
Olwen
Okay.
will take up position after Murdy, and her one hand is just sort of loosely down at her side, but
Right.
those who know her gestures know she is ready to cast if need be.
Okay.
Keyleth
I'm
will
off to
draw
the
his
side
bow.
just messing with my nails. Anytime.
What could possibly go wrong?
Is
The
that
famous last words.
All are moving to the farmhouse.
Yeah, we'll walk up. I'm gonna walk up on, I'm sure there's like a small stoop or porch or something.
There is.
Anybody out front, like as we get closer before I go knocking on their front door?
Take a look at your roll 20. I'm going to throw a map down for
Oh,
you.
okay, perfect.
Ooh,
And these are very generic tokens, so I apologize in advance.
That's okay.
we have maps.
We'll have to. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
One of the things that sort of throws you all off the closer that you get to it, it is autumn. It is cold. And generally, you would have the smell of wood fire in the air and smoke rising up into the sky. There's no such thing as that for the time being.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. Birdie knows this. Maybe they're just thick-blooded. Murdy doesn't always need a fire, right? So she, straightens her, makes sure she doesn't have any dirt on her face, which is ridiculous because she's wearing gloves. And she kind of taps with a heavy hand because of the gauntlets on it, on this door.
You rasp against it, and the door yawns open.
That's a good sign.
Oh,
But
that
you
is
opened
not
it.
a good sign.
Hello?
Careful
Your
as you go,
voice
darling.
echo
Is there
back at
windows?
you. There are, yes.
I want to take a peek through them.
I'm just looking around us like, very strange.
Adam, you're welcome to move your little icon there, and we can see what you're seeing.
Oh, yeah.
here.
There we go.
Oh dear.
Yep.
So Adam, you look in, and what you see is a room tossed, and you see actually a body laying on the floor with large gashes ripped from it. You can see a pile of this human, perhaps. His intestines laying to one side of him. Looked as if they've been ripped from his body and gnawed upon.
Well, I've got good news and bad news.
Oh.
Good first.
Which first?
Good. Oh, start with the good.
I've got bad news.
Olwen just walks over to see what he's seeing.
Right?
Body.
Yeah.
Body.
At that point, I swing the door open, knowing that we all kind of see the same thing.
Okay.
How
So you all
unfortunate.
are walking into this farmstead. I don't think I'm going to make you roll for this, but
Okay.
Adam, as you're the first one who seems to have moved to this body, what you see is a set of fresh paw prints, perhaps, moving out the back door of this establishment.
I do have good news. So there's a trail heading out the back. We should all be careful. I'm not one for nature, so I have no idea what that is, but it's probably not good if it, was leaving bloody footprints.
Let's
course.
have a look at it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna enter the house. How long has this person been dead? Can I tell?
How's it smell?
It doesn't seem like it's been a long time.
Okay.
It does have like a little bit of frost upon it. So it's at least laid here overnight, but it hasn't gotten to the point where it's frozen. The blood is still not congealed to the point where it's still ready to flow.
Slushy.
Still squishy.
And these paw prints, can we tell what they are?
Yeah, I was
What
gonna
it's
say,
from?
can I look at them at all?
Look at them if you desire. Just trying to see if there's an applicable focus for this.
Natural
Right.
law?
Yeah, you have natural lore.
Oh,
might
that-
make
yeah.
sense.
Go ahead and give me a check.
Huh?
Okay.
Oh, there are some doubles too. So there you go.
Yep, 12. And some stunt points there. So with your stunt points, we'll go ahead and boost this up a little bit for you in this check. They look to be perhaps wolf claws, but slightly disfigured. One of the claws appears to be actually ripped to the side at an odd angle. And as I said, they're much larger than would be accustomed to in this area. And even there's like dents in the floor itself where it looks like the fingers had actually driven into the floor as these things may have pounced or moving about the homestead.
So I kind of walk in slightly, kind of look, and I just say, well, it seems to be some kind of wolf. A very strange animal. It's big, see here and here. The paws are different.
Wolf.
Some kind of mutation, maybe?
Perhaps a dire wolf of some sort.
Seems very violent. Although, are the doors smashed in?
Yeah, that was my next question.
Yeah, what was the condition of the door we walked through?
The one that you walked through appears to have been in okay condition. You notice next to it that there's like a shred of cloth stuck to one of the nails next to it.
Hmm. Olwen will take up that cloth and take a look at it.
It appears to be a very generic fabric,
Hmm.
but not one associated with the body itself.
Does it match up to anything else in the room that has fabric or upholstery on it?
It does not appear to.
This is strange.
So,
She'll hang on to it for the moment.
Wolf and a shirt.
Murdy kind of points to herself and she goes, I'm no hunter. But, wolves don't come in houses looking for food.
No, they do
Yes.
not.
And they don't wear clothes.
Not last time I
Fancy wolf
looked.
that's also very hungry.
Honestly, be
Yes.
serious now.
I mean, they weren't being stupid and tried to domesticate it, did they? Has anyone seen any chew toys or any sleeping arrangements?
No.
The door you said did not look like it had been forced open, correct?
Correct.
So the locks would, if it was forced open, the locks would have been broken if they were on. No sign of that. And, my only other question, I guess, would be, do the no, that wouldn't work either. There's a downstairs to this place? A second floor?
There is a upstairs to it. Yes.
I'm looking for other bodies. Did this thing come through and rip open for everybody, or did it target one person? Or does this person live by themselves? I have no idea. These are questions I want answered.
Okay.
Definitely wants to check the body before we go upstairs.
Olwen is going to be examining the body and the wounds.
Okay. We'll get to Olwen and Elith first as they're checking the body. What you see are wounds that are not applicable to blades, not steel, they're jagged. They look as if they've been ripped, actually.
Tooth and claw.
Most likely, yes. And as you all are looking down at the body, you look at the door where the tracks have led out, and curiosity takes you. Looking at this door, you see small scratches on it.
Interesting. She's going to leave the body because it seems pretty self-explanatory what happened there. There's also nothing she can do to help since they're so long dead. She'll move to the door and take a look at those scratches. Do they match the other claw marks we saw, the bigger ones in the paws?
They do not. They're not deep. They're not gashes in the wood. They just seem to be simple scratchings. And peering on the other side of the door on the outside, you see the same.
Did the
Something-
prints go off? Sorry, go on.
You
go ahead.
see the prints that came from inside, the bloody ones, appear to be going off towards the, we'll say, northeast on our map here.
Okay.
They sort of get lost in the little bit of grass.
Well, there was some other creature here, perhaps, that tried to get in or out. It's on both sides of the door. I don't know what this is, though.
Could be more than one.
Or some poor
It's too
puppy.
small. It's not the same.
A small creature.
Perhaps a pet or something of the sort.
Yeah, this is all very ghastly. It's so terrible. It really is. I say as I point like some valuable thing in my pocket.
If a
Lathrin, you should put that back. It does not belong to you.
I mean, technically, it doesn't belong to anyone now.
We don't know that everyone in this house is dead.
Speaking of, I want to go upstairs. Doop-de-doop.
Okay, so as we're having some sort of morality lesson downstairs, Birdie, you move up the steps, and what you find is a couple of small rooms off to one side. Peering into them quickly, they appear to be some sort of room for children, perhaps. You do see a few toys scattered
Okay.
about and a couple beds. And then you also see a master bedroom. Nothing like stands out as extraordinary, perhaps. Um, Bed is large, it's comfortable, it looks to be fairly well off for the farm. Um, but at the foot of the bed, you do see a smaller bed, which might be for some sort of animal.
Okay. Oh, I yelled down, they had a pet?
Oh, well, that explains at least one thing.
And by pet, I mean 2 children and a pet!
Dwarves. Go upstairs.
Yep.
No sign of kids, though. Like, I can, like, look under the bed. There's not anybody hiding.
You do not see anybody, no.
Are there closets or anything in this room?
No closets, there's a couple chests, but just some mundane belongings.
Yeah.
Maybe some blankets or
Elis?
cooking utensils.
Elis gonna call out, like, not like yell, but like at a decent level, just like, if there's anyone else here, you can come out. It looks like whatever did this is gone.
You are just answered with silence.
Well, I tried.
Well, we do have tracks to follow.
Yeah. Does the upstairs look like it's been tossed, or people like were grabbing a child or they were running out? Does it look like it's been in kind of any disarray since there was like some kind of bloody murder?
You see what looks like the bedding itself looks like a child may have been torn from it. You know how violently, of course, or by what per se. But it definitely looks like somebody who was out of here in a hurry.
Any tears in the sheets from, like, claws or something that would resemble an animal?
You do not see any, no.
Okay. Any blood or anything up here at all?
No, you do not see that either.
So it's hunt a weird wolf creature or find a human child.
The body downstairs, did it look like it had been consumed or just slain open?
It looks like it had been killed and consumed.
Interesting.
Yummy.
So, here's
Well.
food. The children are...
Afternoon snack.
Hopefully somewhere safe.
I would love for that to be the case.
Either way, if we've let this creature run amok, there's a chance it could come back or come to the nearest settlements. I think perhaps it would be wise to deal with that first.
It's true.
And if
Could
we're
just
lucky,
not.
She sighs with the longest of suffering. You get the impression this is an old conversation.
Just saying.
I'm with you, but there's kids.
Yes, fine.
And maybe a puppy.
My head turns slowly.
So, to the hunt?
Yeah.
So it would seem.
It's like, maybe?
Before we leave the house, she's going to turn to Lalathrin. Turn out your pockets.
Damn it. They don't turn out. They're sewn in.
Lalathrin, please. We've done this before. Many times.
Everyone is dead. It's like cling, cling.
If I may appeal to your greed, consider the reward we may get if we solve this little situation.
From who? He's dead.
From any others nearby. They will be most grateful to have their lives saved, such is the way of people. Put it back.
Fine. But if we're stuck without money again and we're eating squirrels, I'm bringing this back up.
Of course.
I
you
like
may
squirrels.
They're not bad.
I hated you all. And I took the stuff back. Fine, Mom.
Speaking
Very
of
good.
food, did they leave any behind?
You
The dwarf wants to know if there's something to munch on along the way.
there's some bread.
Grab some bread off the table,
It
wipe
looks
the
like-
blood off.
There may be a few grapes left over.
Okay.
They get to eat and I don't.
You don't see much beyond it's mostly perishables, but nothing of extent, no meats or anything like that.
If it's all going to perish, might as well save it.
The food I have no problem with. Nobody's going to be back in time to eat it.
Marty starts stuffing buckets. I take what little bit is there.
Okay.
Off we go.
A
Following
little
tracks.
bit.
Yeah.
Couple hams.
Where are we going here?
I guess we're gonna try to track. The
I
goal is to
think-
potentially track
yeah.
the prints as far as we think we can.
Yeah. Like follow
Yeah.
those as far as we can, and then see if we can determine where to proceed from there.
I might help with that. I don't know if anyone's tracking, but I could be doing
I
another
have
natural.
perception seeing.
I don't do anything but punch stuff. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, that's not in my wheelhouse.
I got magic, and I'm smart. That's it.
I can do perception seeing if that works.
Oh
That would
yeah,
be
for
applicable.
sure. That would be great.
Can I help? Is that a thing? Oh, you don't need me.
Yeah.
Oh,
That will be
really
a
nice
17.
eyes.
Very nicely done.
So, Elith, you begin out the back door and begin to track this as best you can. It seems as you're getting towards the end of the house here, you can see that the tracks seem to be going more northern bound, perhaps around the barn that is across the ways.
Looks like directly to the barn or near to the barn.
It looks like it may have rounded this corner up here that I'm painting, if you can see it.
Okay.
And I will say, actually, too, with your roll being so high, you do see other tracks around. It looks to be similar, paw-shaped, but much smaller in comparison.
Does it look like the weird wolf tracks and the puppy tracks are in cahoots?
It doesn't per se. It looks like the puppy tracks seem to be spread out everywhere.
Okay, so it's not like, oh yeah, we're buddies, we're going in the same place.
Right. No,
Okay.
it doesn't appear to be that. No.
I just wanted to check. So it looks like it's headed over towards the barn. Shall we?
Let's go.
Yes.
Should I knock? I
No.
as we
Not
walk towards it.
in the barn. Near to the barn. It looks like it took a turn around it. Probably heading off into the something or other behind it.
If you'll allow me, friends, I think perhaps if something comes out of that barn, it might be best to be prepared. I might lay a trap for whatever comes out.
I should say, Elith, from where you're standing, you do not see the main entrance to this barn.
Yes, that'd be a good idea. Need any help setting up?
By all means, you can watch my back while I set the glyph.
All right.
So I think we'll head around carefully, keeping heads on a swivel as we find the entry to the barn.
Want to pincer movement this? Just in case? Murdy?
Yep. And she's gonna actually go ahead and take a kind of a bit of a running start. And she's gonna scale the building. Because if she can drop in, usually like a barn has an upper area or something like that, so that she can, like a loft. That way, worst case scenario, something comes out of the front, I drop down on their heads.
Or that.
And I technically, yeah, I can do this. I have climb. I have climbing. That's actually a thing I have.
Uh-huh.
Look at that. With my big burly dwarf hands.
Ultimately what I want to do is get to close to the door and basically slap a glyph of paralysis down in front of it.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh no, Witcher on it. Nice.
Okay. Murdy, the entrance to the loft will be on the northwestern side of this,
Okay. So Murdy needs to move
not far from where that wagon is there.
up here, like in this area.
Maybe up there. So it'll be right here in front of you.
Perfect. Great. Now I'll bound off that wagon to get there.
Okay. Okay, Elith, you're moving in the same direction.
Yep.
The other two, which way are you going? Or are you just staying where you're at?
I think we're headed around the other direction.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I think like we walk around the barn.
Mhm.
I wash my hands in the water trough because traveling.
Nice cool look to your hands.
Traveling.
Um,
Your character's so extra. I love it.
now let's
Don't
say
understand me, Mom.
where Murdy is just full blown running towards this with Elith in tow. I'm not going to give you a check,
Oh,
but
perfect.
I will give Alwyn and was it how you pronounce that? Lavathrin?
Lalafrin.
Lalathrin. Sorry. Why don't you guys go and give me, if you have hearing, that would be a good focus for this. Otherwise, just a perception check.
Oh, loud.
Bloop.
Let's see. What do I have? Boop, 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 boop. Nope. Okay, so that's a perception. Where's my -1? Yay. Oh, I've got
Still
You're still
some
doing good.
points now.
Still a great roll.
Yeah.
The both of you. So as you're moving carefully on the other side of this barn, you hear very muffled scraping sounds coming from within the barn itself.
You
There's
hear
definitely
that?
something in there. Yes. All right. Well, you keep
Should
your
we
eyes open. I'm going to set our little trap.
Right. Should I set it on fire so it runs out?
Not yet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So she's gonna basically like pop around to like come to the edge of the barn, see if the door is there, and then try to lay the glyph out in that space.
So as you all hear this and begin to move, Murdy, you have pulled yourself up onto the loft.
Great.
What you see immediately is you see a stack of hay sitting there, and you see a leg sticking out of it. Should to venture closer to the inside of the barn to look in, examine the leg.
I look down at them from the loft, and I point behind me, and I go. I start like gesturing, quietly trying to communicate, which is not what I'm good at. So I'm sure you don't understand a word of it.
Speak ranting and raving quite fluently. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and she's just like,
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, no, yeah. Cool. I'm going to then start moving very quietly, take a peek around the corner.
Okay. And I think from where you're standing now, you should be able to see the front doors of the barn are open.
Yeah.
Murdy, up where you're at, you hear behind you, down in the barn itself, that similar scraping noises and sounds of maws, like crack of a bone.
If I just peer over the side real quietly so that I can get eyes on the thing.
Okay, I will move you in a little bit and see if you can see here what you see.
Oh my.
What you see, Murdy, is several of these twisted wolf-like creatures. They're large, and their hair is all matted back with blood from what they've been consuming. And there's spotches and missing bits of fur. And what you see is almost like a translucent skin. It's almost cloudy. You can almost see like their innards jiggling as they move, as they begin to rip and tear at remains of some small animals, and you definitely see a few bodies down there. And they seem to be like in a bloodlust almost at this point. They nip at each other and rip at more flesh, and some even begin to take chomps out of the one next to it. Because there's such a fervor.
Oh, this is so bad. All right, I take a count. So I see 6. Do I see all 6 of them?
Let's see. I think there's 7 altogether. Yes, 7.
4, 5, 6. Perfect. Oh, there is 7. Sorry, it was my token was clicked. Okay. Okay. Murdy, knowing this, would like to quietly exit the building and
Okay.
go up to the roof. If I can like and then pitter across the roof over to meet them because they're coming around to this front door, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I want to be able to look down and tell them what's going on so that they don't walk in on 7 of them.
Okay.
And that's like Eelis is waiting. As soon as he makes eye contact, he's gonna be like,
I go,
Murdy, go and give me a perception roll as you're actually exiting this place.
crap. Okay.
As this is happening, I looked at my character sheet. I have a focus in my spirit magic, which allows me to sense the mood of like intelligent creatures from 6 yards. Can I like sense what's happening in there?
It's a bloodlust, mindless fervor. There's just the overwhelming feeling of this. It's just consumption.
From like a lot of things.
A lot of things, yes.
at least 7.
At least 7. Yeah, I rolled a 2 plus 1.
You rolled a 9, 10, 11, 12 altogether. Okay.
Yep.
So, Murdy, as you're walking past this hay again, you actually see the leg twitch a little bit.
Twitch? Like post-death kind of twitch? Or like... Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna have to stop. Oh, Murdy stops to figure out why the leg's twitching. Is there like a head or the rest of the body?
Buried beneath the sack of hay, you do find the body of it looks like it may be an elf. The ears pronounced. There's definitely some large gashes in the side of this woman's body. And there's a slight moan as you move the hay off of her.
Oh, she's alive. Oh, Murdy goes,
She doesn't seem to
great.
realize that you're there, so.
I go, Murdy goes, I'll be back for you, just shh. She can't carry the body with her, and she needs to warn her friends what's happening, so Murdy has a instantaneous moment of conflict. And she up and overs the roof to try to let them know.
Okay. So, Almond, and are you casting a glyph, you said, at this door entrance?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it down as close to the front of the door as I can.
Okay.
As we are walking up, so before we get to like the lip of the door, I put a hand on you, Owen, and just say, there's like a crap ton in there, more than just one.
Well, the whole point of placing this trap is so that if they come out of that door, at least one of them will be distracted. And hopefully unmoving.
Yes. I could have sort of sealed the door up if you want. And then we can burn it down.
If you wish. How are you going to seal it before they notice us?
Well, I can quick glyph. And we just need to slam them closed enough. Maybe a combination of the two.
By all means.
And do yours first, and I can slam the doors closed and set my glyph.
Indeed. Because the glyph of paralysis needs like a minute to cast, so I need to take a second to do a thing.
Okay.
How long does my glyph take to cast? Okay, I should look at that.
What is the one you're trying to cast?
Glyph of sealing.
Ah, okay.
I could have sealed these doors right up.
Is it a major action or is it a...
Let me see here. Is a utility type. 1 minute to cast. Yes.
Yeah, we both have to. So we're just gonna be like, okay.
I mean, you could wait for us to hold the doors closed.
Also true.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Murdy, that brick house, you know.
Plus, as soon as you round the corner, you see Eelis just going like.
So if I may, maybe as we're discussing this, do they come over and like? Meh?
Yeah, because I'm gonna cross. Basically, I want to cross the whole roof and come above the door. Because regardless, like I'm gonna drop down on whatever tries to exit this facility. What was the goal originally?
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm up there, and I'm like,
Uh,
7 words.
she's just like,
First word sounds like.
Are they all right?
yeah, Murray's like, there's seven.
I think perhaps she's discovered what we already know.
And then I wave it again. I go, but one is alive. There's one moose is alive.
Can I read her lips? I'm pretty smart.
There's one with a really big mouth, apparently.
Can I interpret whatever is going on there?
I was about to say, I can try to communicate it. Let's see how well I do.
Try that.
Well, you know,
It's not bad.
it's not the worst communication I've ever had in my dwarven life.
I'll
Would
make
this be a hearing or seeing to understand?
I like. Can I argue that being cunning? To understand?
Sure, let's go that route. Why not? I'll set a DC based on what Dot rolled, and then we'll see.
Okay.
Okay. So
Eventually.
11, 12. Okay, that is enough.
Okay.
cunning? There we go.
I'm just like the worst.
Jazz hands? What?
Yeah, and I'm like blinking, and then I pull the loaf of bread out, and I'm like, and I'm trying to show him like what's on the inside. And I like consume this little small loaf of bread. It's bad.
Oh dear. If we could have
And
this,
yet we both completely understand.
You've been with Murdy long enough.
So, she's definitely seen what is already in there, and it seems that there's one alive. One other survivor of what's happened here.
Oh, I thought she was telling us the bread was bad. Okay.
I think there was a bit of that in there, but I'm not certain. In any case, we need to deal with what's inside of there first, and then we can deal with the survivor.
Yes.
So, seal the door. Trap it in case they come out. Yes?
I can't hold it for that long. You live. And I'm like, gonna point and
Gesture at Murdy, like,
Yeah,
come down here.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna try to communicate to Murdy when I close the doors, jump down and join me holding these closed.
I give a big, with my gauntlets.
They're really big thumbs up.
Yeah, that's a big thumbs up. Yeah. And I'll wait, and then I'm actually rather a dexterous little dwarf. I'm gonna grab the lip of the barn and actually flip over acrobatic style and drop in front of it.
Give us a roll.
Well, that just wasn't a good roll, but that's okay. That's like it's still not too bad.
Not bad at all. 12. That's a good
I mean,
roll.
I get a +4 just base. So.
Okay, and as you're stomping around in there, let's see.
Oh my!
Mm-hmm.
So you flip over the edge here after bounding off the top of this, and what bothers you all the most is that you hear silence. The crunching stops. The grunts stop.
Slam that door shut.
So Elith and Murdy both press their hands against it.
Can I put my ear against it?
Yeah. We'll listen as we're pressing against it.
You are rewarded with the sound of a deep growl.
Ooh.
And then a bay that just shakes the entire structure.
Oh.
As
I'm,
we're
dear.
pushing this closed, I'm just gonna turn. Was the one who was alive on like a second floor at least?
I nod in silence, knowing that speaking's a bad choice.
Almost.
How's it going?
Don't talk to me.
Just in general.
Yeah. Casting.
Okay.
Drawing cool circles in the ground with our staff.
Nicely done.
I got six stone points.
Nice done. Yeah, that's
Nice.
Hell yeah.
fantastic.
Great.
Yes.
I got one for my hearing.
You want to spend any of those stunt points there?
Yeah, he says you have to use them right away, so I'm gonna use fast spell. have to
There we-
resolve this spell. Oh no, that's only when you can cast another spell quickly. And reduce the mana cost.
Okay. I don't think that costs that much for you, does it?
No, it costs 2 points, now 6. I'm just gonna reduce the cost of casting a spell to 0.
Okay, beautiful.
That's my stun points.
So both of your spells went off without a hitch.
Yay!
So these magical glyphs blare to life before this doorway. You cast yours to seal the doors, I'm assuming. So there's this ring that sort of forms around it and sparks to life with magic essence. Murdy and Elith, go ahead and give me strength checks real quick here.
I like to imagine like Olwyn's like sigil is so perfect
Whoa,
and like, styled out, and mine's just like, gotta get this shit done. I went to art school.
We did great.
Yeah, that was just not my.
Don't
not my
stand
role.
on
Oh,
don't
yeah.
stand on the glyph, you guys. Just FYI, don't touch them.
touch the glyph. Check.
So I didn't roll well either, so
That's good.
I got a something, but so you are sort of like leaning against this. You see the light from the spells ring the door, and then there's a hard thump against it. It moves just slightly, but you all manage to hold it back, and hear a deep growling from the other side.
Nobody's home. I shout back at it.
We're outside.
It was a joke.
They don't know
He
that.
can sing, but I can't make jokes. Like, bracing this thing with all my might.
I thought it was very funny, bracing it next to you.
Great.
Well, we've got it closed and we've bought ourselves some time. Now what?
Now, I think, can we get them out and then set this place on fire?
It's gonna take a minute to set the thing on fire, so
It's also
I'd hurry.
not our barn.
No, but it's full of bad things.
At this
And
point,
I
I
think
think
we're
the
pretty
damage
allowed
is
to
done.
Burn down things filled
There's
with
an
bad
elf
things.
upstairs.
Yeah,
that
that's
also
what I
needs
meant.
our
Get
help.
them
Oh,
out, and then set it on fire.
Can you go and get the elf?
I can help if you two are going to set it on fire.
Yes, we'll need some time to prepare things here, so you might as well go and rescue that person before it's too late.
is the door officially braced, or am I the brace of the door?
It's
It's sealed now, magically.
sealed now.
Oh,
Yeah.
your piece was sealed. Okay.
It's hermetically sealed with magic.
Great.
You feel good.
FYI, they can still get out any of the sides or any of the holes, and they can break through the door. So I'd hurry up.
Yes,
Make
be
a
quick
lot
about
of
it.
noise and try and keep them over on this side.
Great. Murdy puts her hands out like this, so that she can give you a alley oop.
Oh, foot, right.
Yeah, she like slaps your hands if you try to like take hers or something. She's like, "What the heck?
No,
No,
it's like-
we're going up."
I will definitely take the assist on.
I'll give that assist to like get you up, and then I'll make my climb check to join behind you afterwards.
Is that dexterity or
Climbing is usually strength based,
Correct.
great? I'm great at strength.
but you got me helping.
I do.
Yeah, it'll lower the
Hey,
That's not bad.
No, it's good.
Marty pops in behind you. There's those rolls I needed. Well, we
Easily.
know what I
You're
need to
way
actually
better
be
at this.
doing, just climbing. Okay,
I'm
and
going to climb.
I'll lead you over to where that entrance is and help you swing down. So we're back over here now, correct?
Correct.
And help you swing down. And I simply say, they're in the hay. The hay.
Okay.
Thank you for that raid. Welcome in, raiders.
How distracted are our wolves?
Right now, they seem to all be congregated. Is the main door. You see them like crawling up on it, scratching at it. They don't seem to be able to push it open, which is really infuriating them at this point.
What's the easiest way of getting them out?
Oh. Carry them.
Cool.
I'll swing down and land with you. You know what? Murdy goes. This is a cart right here, right?
It is.
Is it empty?
It's full of barrels.
Well, that's not as good, but it's something. Murdy goes, get in the cart. Jump down to the cart.
Okay.
I'll pass them off. Also, we don't know what these barrels are full of, do we?
Do not. No.
Hopefully not explosives that are detonated by touch.
Okay, so Murdy will go try to sneak back in and pull the body to the side and try to pass it down. I think is the best option.
Okay. Why don't you go and give me a stealth check while we're here?
Ooh, okay, that's just a flat dex.
Yes, it would be if you're not have a focus on it.
Do not have a focus in it. I do not. 610.
Okay, then we'll give us a perception check here. Ooh, it's stunted.
Nicely done.
Okay.
There, wolf.
You begin to pull this body from the hay, and you see her holding something against her chest, is deadlocked against her chest. You're not quite sure what it is. It's cupped in her hand and held firmly, but she seems to be shivering, and she's not responsive to what you're doing. She just sort of lets you pull her. There's definitely some life still clinging to her, although her skin seems to be burning up right now. Even in autumn chill, it's very warm to the touch.
Huh.
And as you're grasping her up, you see one of these wolves jerk its head suddenly in your direction and look up at you.
Cool. Jigs up, and I as fast as I can at that point, if it knows that I'm there, it's coming up. So I want to get the body out, and this person out. So I need to, I guess, toss them down.
Okay.
I go, quick, catch!
I guess we can strength for Murdy and strength and/or dex for Elith.
Okay, I will
Gosh.
go with Dex, and I'm also gonna get out the blanket that I have to try and make the landing a little bit softer on them.
Okay. Oh,
Here
very
we
nice.
go.
Well, you did a lot better than I did.
Yeah, it's stunted on top of it. So, so you sort of grab this body as Murdy tosses it over the side here. You instantly begin to feel the warmth radiating off the body as it's pressed against you, even through this thick blanket that you have. You sort of instantly figure out that maybe that there's a fever or some strong illness that the elf seems to be fighting through at this time. She sort of moans against you. Otherwise, doesn't seem to be coherent to what's going on.
Great.
Okay, once the body's clear, I need to lead them back towards the corrector so that they're not in trouble. So I'm gonna flip back up on the roof and stomp. This way, you stupid furry beast! And I'm gonna come over here. And just stomp and have them hopefully follow me towards the door. Yeah, right? And then I fall through and become bait. It's a metaphor for my life.
So,
Roll a new character.
Yeah, right?
Nom nom nom. Well,
Try not to get too hurt. I've only got so much mana.
oh,
Great.
that's a good roll.
Great.
So, Elith, as you're holding this body, you hear scratching, and you hear the wood groan as something large lands above you. You don't quite see it yet, but you definitely hear it.
great. I am going to draw my short sword, and I'm going to start. Is there somewhere that I can No, it's a dog. It can smell things. I'm going to start moving as much as I can towards the lip of the back to my compatriots.
Okay.
I'm shouting, "It'd be nice to set fire to things!"
Okay. What are the other two doing here?
Are we working on setting fire to things?
I mean,
Hopefully.
I certainly am. I was like, go, you stupid.
I cannot help you with that other than to throw some kindling.
That's all I have. I don't have any fire magic.
Oh,
All right. We are
Doing it the old school way.
preparing
are
to do a
helping.
fire.
Okay, so you all begin to try to set fire to this building.
Got some hair around, so
Yep.
Definitely some hair around, yeah.
Yeah. If,
Moving anything flammable nearby.
in my lantern oil as well, I guess.
oh yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was that haystacks just on the outside of the barn if you wanted to try to make like some sort of, package.
Yeah.
But otherwise, lantern fuel will most definitely work.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm doing like a combination of the two, so there's a lot of like spread.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so you all begin to set fire to the outside of this building. And if you can just
Murdy
ace-
jumps down, for the record.
Okay.
Murdy jumps off the roof. I'm gonna miss the glyph, and I'm gonna come down over here, just so, yeah, that's my...
So funny we hit the glyph.
Not gonna jump on the glyph. That was made known to Murdy.
Yeah,
And she does
yeah,
not have
don't do it.
short-term memory loss. I think I can handle this.
And it seems as if one of them has caught on to you, Elith, and has, well, not you per se, but has tracking the dwarf that has flipped out of the building, and it's on the ledge here, looking down, quickly snapping its head in your direction. And I think with that, we'll go ahead and do some initiative.
Right.
Oh boy.
How do I... Is there an initiative roll button that I don't know about?
I think it's just dexterity.
Yes.
It's just Dex. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murdy.
It's your birthday.
Yeah.
You guys just read them off to me, and I'll put
Of
them in here.
course. Adam was
14.
16.
I'm sorry, what was yours, Adam?
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
14.
14.
14, 12, 16 for Murdy.
Okay.
13 for... Oh, and I'm reading the wrong one. Jesus Christ. It was one. So that's 12, so that's 14.
13.
Okay, beautiful. We'll descend this. So it looks like Murdy, you were going to go first in this round.
Hot dog. I don't know that it's actually like I don't know this one's coming, right?
You just know that it was definitely alerted to your presence while you were up there. That's about the best you can
That's
guess.
about it. Okay. Do I see them coming around the corner? Oh,
Yep.
but you yelled out, didn't you? We know you're coming
Yeah.
because you yelled
Yeah.
out. And I go, "Where's the body?"
In my hands!
Oh, you're carrying it. Oh, okay. Great. I go, drop it in the field. Get it out of the way to keep him safe. Like, Murdy points for the field.
Okay. I don't know how long they'll last.
Well, we'll have to deal with that when once we're not worried about being et. Murdy's just gonna wait it out. I don't see one. I have no inclination, and I need to see. I don't know what the fire's gonna do. Yeah, Murdy's gonna just wait it out. She's gonna wait though. She says as she runs over, she says, "Drop the body." I'm gonna stand in front of my two lovely squishy magic users, since they've been kind enough to put themselves on the front lines.
All right. So we'll bring us to our apostate.
Can I can't see the creature, can I?
No, you cannot.
Okay. Can I like ready actions or anything like that?
You may, yes.
Okay. When the creature comes within 10 yards of me, Lalafren is well, first I'm going to step back some more. Let's move back. And then I'm gonna cast Walking Bomb on it.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Elith.
I'm going to move to the field,
Okay.
and I'm going to put down the elf, and I'm going to turn around. Does that count as a...
I would call it a free action, really.
Okay.
Unless you're like, carefully setting the body down, then it might be
I
something like a
probably
minor
would
action.
be, because I don't want them to die.
Okay.
So he'll set her down gently, and then turn and basically keep himself between her and the approaching wolf.
Okay. So, Alton.
What's the condition of our survivor there? Do they look badly wounded?
They look pretty bad. Yeah.
Okay.
And Elith had called out he didn't know how long they're going to
Okay. All right. I will focus my attention on them and get them in better shape so they don't die. So
Perfect.
Olwen will go and place her hands on them and cast heal.
Okay.
Let's see. Where my magic?
Oh, you're running into the front lines, Mom. Mom.
Eh.
Sometimes you have to do the right thing.
So I'll go ahead and burn 3 MP on that, so they would be able to roll 3d6 to regain health.
Okay. And you also stunted, so
Dang. Okay, how does that work?
you have 5 stunt points. So
Let's see. I guess. I guess I'll just reduce the mana cost so it's a free heal.
So it was good.
3d6, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And 7 is the lucky number.
Nice.
So you see.
How are they looking now?
Looking better. Getting close to the body, you can see it looks like there may have been some sort of infection that's starting to spread from the wounds themselves not being properly taken care of. But you feel that the skin loses some of that radiant heat from it. Still unconscious, but definitely looks like she's going to hold on for now.
Okay, cool. I'll stay by her.
Okay. I guess that will bring us to the wolf. And I have to spend an action jumping down here, which I do quite easily.
Somebody to fail on a jumping down.
So Elith, you see this wolf come raging towards you. And I guess we said it was 10 yards for your spell. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
I think you're going to be just out of range too.
Probably because I stepped back, yeah.
Yeah. So your spell will not go off. But it can't do anything else for this turn, so. Murdy.
Okay. Murdy now sees this. The large group of them inside don't seem to be like banging against this door, right?
Oh, they're definitely trying to.
They're trying, but it's holding.
Yeah, right. There's smoke, this black smoke just pouring from the side of the building, and it seems to incense them even further.
Interesting.
Fire.
Okay, well, if Murdy sees Grumpy Face over here, she's gonna take a running leap, and I want to do one of those like downward. I want to punch it. Murdy's gonna punch it.
Iron Man landing.
And just full on, yeah, fist to face action. So this is. So it's so interesting, this build. Okay, so I do have my gauntlets on, so I get that +1. So this is fist brawling, and brawling is actually considered a dexterity, I believe. That's the way it's set up. Which basically just means I go from getting 1d4 with my hands to 1d6. So walk me through this here. How do I make this roll on the sheet? It's the roll first, gauntlets here. Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 6, 9, 11?
11 is just going to miss.
No! Okay.
So you rush forward and try to strike
13,
this creature.
isn't it? Because you got +2.
5, 6, 9. Don't I add them all together and that's 11?
Oh, you did. Sorry, I thought you did.
Does that add your +1 from your gauntlets?
That's only for damage, I believe.
Oh, okay.
That's only the damage because my fists are naturally a 1d6 and then I get the 4 with it. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's how it works. At least that's how I have it set up. So hopefully it's right.
That's how I believe it works as well.
Okay.
I could be wrong. This is a new system to me
And
too.
okay, so now here's a question because my roll says 2. Is that correct or is it my dexterity? Because then it would be 6. Does that make sense? Is the amount of dice I roll to make the hit, does it need to match my dexterity? Is that what it's built on?
The amount of dice will always be 3.
Oh.
So your bonus could be changed.
Change. Oh, I see. Okay, so that's what that actually is it's the bonus roll. Got it. Then no, it rolled
Right.
correctly. It rolled correctly.
Did it do +4 for your dexterity?
No, that's what I'm saying is I don't think it did the +4.
I don't think it did either.
So I don't know how to set that up, but I will figure that out. Oh, the bonus I put in 2, but it should be 4.
Correct.
So if I go up to 4, it would be 13.
13 will hit.
Yeah. Okay. So now I've figured my business out. Let's try to get this right here. So that would be the damage roll for 8 to punch to face.
Wonderful. And it's going to soak some of that damage from its hide. But you sort of rush up and clock this thing across its face. And as it's reaching towards Elith, here's that snap of its neck off to the side as you punch it. It sort of slowly turns back to with these dark crimson eyes and growls deeply.
I growl back. 'Cause why wouldn't I?
Rawr.
Rawr.
Will bring us to our friendly apostate.
So you're over in the
Yes, I moved over near. Yes, so I should probably move myself.
Yeah,
Murdy
yeah.
moved. In fact, quick and pace to punch the thing.
So Owen's over there as well, right? So everyone's over there, and I'm just like, oh, God, no. Okay, so seeing how Wizard Mom's over there as well, I'm gonna come up at an angle, as kind of a waist door, and Jesus, sorry for the noise. I got a storm in the UK right now. I'm gonna cast my walking bomb.
Beautiful.
Okay, all right, let's do this. Boop. Yeah.
Nicely done.
So I think it's done, but it does need to make, so it does this, and the effect lasts every turn. It has to make a stamina, constitution of stamina roll versus my power, which is 19, for every round as well. So I think it does it for the first round, and then every consecutive round, and it's penetrative damage.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So I'm going to
D6.
do my check now.
That's just 7 damage.
7 damage. Ouch.
Dang.
Nice.
That definitely hurt.
So we see Lalafrin take up their blackened quarterstaff, and at the end of it is this like silvery blade. They twirl it around, and we hear these whispers coming all around them before they slice down with their bladed end, and this greenish bolt shoots towards the creature.
Beautiful.
Nice.
And it howls in pain. It's this big chunk of flesh sort of pops out the side of it. You can see some of the organs begin to spill forth.
Yeah.
To Elith.
I'm gonna try to stab it.
Beautiful.
Ooh. There we go.
It's a 10 already,
10.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Anything for your stunts that might help you hit this thing?
I don't think so. Let's see. Pierce armor. Find a chink in your enemy's armor. Armor rating is halved, potentially.
That
If
would
it has
definitely
armor.
work. Oh, it's got natural armor, yes. I think it's going to increase your chances of hitting it.
Nah. Oh, no.
Okay. I believe you could make a lightning second attack.
If I have a loaded missile weapon commit. You must have a loaded missile weapon. So technically, if you let me,
Well, that's just for a ranged attack.
Yeah.
So you could still use a melee weapon and make a second attack. It doesn't have to be loaded.
I never know. Yeah. I will swing again.
Okay. It looks pretty similar to the last roll.
It is one more, but still not enough.
No, it's 8, 9, 10, 12. That is enough to hit.
No.
Nice. And damage 4.
Okay. So you don't catch it quite as well as you'd hoped to. See some of the The barbs on its back begin to break off, but it twists your sword just enough to where it doesn't make great contact with its flesh. I believe that's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Olwen.
All right. So our friend seems like they're stable enough at this point.
They do, yes.
Okay. I will stay near them. How's our beastly friend looking?
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
All right. And everybody else is everybody else looking okay? Are you all in good
Yep.
shape? All right. You don't need me, so I think I'm just gonna arcane lance the thing. So, Olwen will get up after making sure the other is okay. We see her sort of turn her staff forward and give it a good twirl, and then slam it down as a bolt goes out. Let's see.
Hit.
All right.
Nicely done.
Pew pew.
Nice.
Nice.
Ouch damage.
Ouch damage.
Ouch damage. Okay.
I did 8 ouch points.
You did 8 ouch points. Yeah, so
6 damage.
you slam it to the side with this arcane energy, and it yelps out loud. Sort of turned on all sides, but being assailed from every angle. It looks kind of round. It looks around, sort of like hopelessly, trying to figure out what to do next. Anything else for your turn? Want to move or anything?
I think I'm in a decent enough spot. I'm not gonna move away from our elf friend.
Okay.
I'm kind of protecting them.
I'll make a willpower check. Okay. Decides it's going to stick around.
This
And
is fine.
okay, Murdy and Elith. Who wants to be even? Who wants to be odd?
Which one of us is more odd? Probably Murdy.
Murdy. I'll take odds.
Okay. Well, it ended up being even, so
Sorry.
It's okay.
this thing growls at you, Elith, and begins to lunge forward towards you.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, I think it's going to hit.
probably. Yeah.
You will take 8 points of damage as this grotesque maul, blackened gums, just slams down onto you. It begins to pull its head back and forth, trying to rip a chunk of flesh from you.
I've got more.
Murdy.
Okay, if its back is turned, Murdy will make this happen. And I realize I'm just reading this. I do have the talent of dual weapon wielding, which is really just both of my fist.
Mhm.
So I just want to make sure, if I take the active action, I can gain either a +1 bonus to a melee attack or a +1 to defense bonus versus... Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to add a +1 this time. Because I'm technically using both of my fist as a dual weapon.
Fists are weapons.
Fist of weaponry. I'm going to take another nice little punchy punch at this guy. I am going to change that because it's now 2. Roll. Boom! Boom!
Whoa!
Boom!
Okay.
Nice, you got some stunts. Some
Well,
Yeah.
some triple sixes there. Actually, let me
devil
pull it.
stunt.
Number of the beast.
This is standard stunts, right? Yeah, okay.
22 to hit with 6 stunt points, so
6 stunt points. Okay.
Which is
What
the
do I
best
wanna
stunt
do?
I can do.
Oh! I'm gonna take a dual strike, so that's 4 of 6. And I'm gonna take Mighty Blow, so I deal 1d6 extra damage.
okay.
So first things first, we'll just do the double damage. So here, or the extra d6. So here's the gauntlet, first round. Okay, 11 damage. I don't even know if I'm gonna need to do this. Roll a d6. There's some more damage. Okay, so that's 13 damage, and then I'm gonna roll to hit again. Pow pow! With my fist of steel.
Jesus. Okay.
And here's some more damage for you. Oops. Let me make sure I get that right.
So Murdy suplexes a wolf.
So that would be 23 points total.
Yeah, okay. So you crack this thing across the skull once, and slam it across the other side, and you hear the vertebrae in its neck snap. Its head twist in an odd angle, and it falls to the ground, unmoving.
I turn very slowly and look over my shoulder at everybody. So
Nicely done.
there are
I'm
still
gonna get used to
6 of them
How's that fire going?
inside.
The wound
Is
black
is
and-
it burning?
Oh yeah.
Can I?
shouldn't
I'm gonna quickly run over to this cart, this abandoned cart. I want to know what's in these barrels.
Okay. So you
Fire.
pop it, and you take a deep whiff of smells like some sort of grain alcohol.
Oh, beautiful. This is great. This would be explosive.
Yeah, most definitely.
You wanna maybe huck that at the
Right?
barn?
Yep. Murdy's gonna hop up here, and I'm gonna toss it into the loft hole. That's right here.
Okay, love it.
Just
Okay.
caper tossing.
Just yeah, I'm gonna keg toss this thing. Let's
Yeah,
make
go
the
to the
fire
nearest-
worse. That's probably a strength, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We should get a little further away, maybe.
It may take some
'cause
time.
I can kind of see it, but I'd just be
11,
like, we should pull her
11,
farther away.
14, 17 to toss the barrel.
Oh yeah, that's definitely good enough.
Yeah, the rest of us are just taking stuff away.
I'm just like, so someone's gonna pay us for destroying this farm, right?
And then Murdy's gonna, as soon as this thing gets tossed and I know that the explosion's coming, I'm gonna run to I wanna move this cart. Like, I wanna pick it up, and I wanna roll it around and get all my friends. We gotta get the body, we gotta get the... like, I wanna use this cart. This is a quality vehicle right here.
And there's at least 2 more barrels of
Of
alcohol.
grain alcohol we can sell for
Exactly.
good money. So I'm gonna pick it up and we'll try my hardest to get it around the corner to everybody. Yeah.
Is there anything you guys want to do in the meantime while Murdy's doing all this?
He's like tossing.
Drag the elf farther away from
Moving
the
away from
Yeah,
the
I think we're just
explosion
trying to
area.
get our unconscious friend to safety and ourselves to safety.
It's like, sometimes doing the right thing is its own reward. Just waiting for the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
I hate manual labor.
All right, so Murdy, you, with your strength, I'm not concerned about it. You eventually get the cart turned around and ripped towards your friend's direction.
Great.
Our question is, how long is it going to take?
That is a good question. I'm trying to decide if the better option is actually not to have them meet me in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can probably move faster than actually I can. I just need to let them know they need to hop in the cart. We need to get moving.
I don't know how
Well,
many
the-
horsepower is money.
The best way away from this is at an angle, this way. So
I don't know. I'm guessing all of
would
this
kind of
farm
be-
up here is connected.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think
if-
you would most likely go up this way.
Yeah, exactly. If Murdy came up this way and hit the far and got in range, because right now around the corner you can't really see her. If I pulled the cart up here so I could go straight with it and then wave for everybody to come a running,
Okay.
that may be safer than say trying to turn it around.
Quick, out of the
Probably.
flammable fields.
Cart physics say that that's just not as applicable. Yeah.
The cart doctors.
Okay. I'm saying you'll probably move half movement for trudging a cart behind you.
Sure, that seems reasonable.
That's fair.
But you managed to get it. Let's see, you have 5 rounds, move at half speed. What's your speed?
Oh. Sure, she's not that. Speed. 14.
14, so you're going to move 7 yards around. Yeah, you get plenty far enough away.
Okay, good.
So you pull this thing out into the field and you all begin to scatter away from this building. And it's not but maybe a minute later, you hear a massive explosion as the sides of this barn just pop out on all sides. And you see the roof sort of just collapse down on top of it. And this black smoke just winding its way into the sky. You don't see anything pursuing you right now.
As I'm trucking along with this cart that's now got, whoever wants in it, I guess, and a body, the other elf.
Yeah, Edith will
Right.
get up into the cart.
I guess we're hopping up in the cart, getting a
Yeah,
ride.
but it sounds like
Murdy's like, how's the elf?
She'll be all right, I think.
Wait,
Taken care of as much of the damage as I can for the moment.
Yes, and that thing is dead, and hopefully the others die in there and don't just run out.
if they don't, we should probably keep moving.
Yes,
Yes.
that would be wise.
Murdy looks back like, what do you think I'm doing? And she's like pulling this cart along. She says nothing, but the look says all.
Edith wants to take a quick look and see if he can make out what she's been clutching to herself.
Okay. You manage to pull her hand away, and for a split instant, you see her eyes like shoot open and look at you. She blabbers something unintelligible at you, but you do manage to finally pull the object free of her hand. And all it is a singular link. It looks like a round piece of metal, like would be almost like chainmail, except larger. She quickly slips back off to unconsciousness after you pry it from her hand.
What have you got there?
I'm not exactly sure. Have I ever seen anything like this?
It just looks almost like a link from a chain.
Bit of a chain? Mean anything to any of you?
Does it?
I guess I can take. Murdy stops. I have something for this. Murdy's useful. I actually have evaluation, which is what you do. I forgot. She comes from royalty. I will, once we're far enough away and I don't have to worry about us, being in blast radius, Murdy will drop the cart and kind of come back there and try to take a peek to help out.
Okay.
I forgot. Well, except I rolled poorly. So 5, 6, 8, 9, 11-ish. Is that right?
11's not bad at all.
Yes, 11. Okay.
Okay. What surprises you is it seems to be some sort of dwarven made.
Oh.
So the steel is very finely crafted. Looks to be a bit weathered with age. Other than that, you don't glean a whole lot more off of it.
Okay. Well, it's dwarven. And it's nice.
Oh?
Oh,
There's no crests or anything on it.
No, none at all.
weird. Just that? Why would they clutch something like that so tightly?
Well, it must have been important to him.
I might have something to examine this with. Can I see if there's any traces of magic that might be on this
Sure.
unassuming device?
Sure.
So, what's she wearing? Is she like in armor or normal clothes?
She's in normal clothing. It looks very tattered and torn, not just from, of course, the wounds that she received, but it looks like there may be like having lived in the woods for a long time, or getting caught snagged on branches or whatever, traveling through the woods. Nothing like extravagant by any means.
Okay. So if she can, Olwen will take it into her hand and kind of pass her other hand over it and sort of try to sense traces of the Fade, of lyrium, of any of that sort of thing. Arcane lore sound applicable?
Sounds applicable to me.
All right. Why is that
Nice.
broken? That for some reason that one is broken. Hold on. I don't know why that thing is broken on my sheet. My bad. Yeah, it's broken and I don't know why.
Weird.
Oh, on your sheet, like I think I can see, you haven't put in the modifier, so the thing next to it. You need to put 2.
Oh,
That's why.
sweet. Okay. Good to know. I guess I should do that on the others as well. I know how this works.
I know, it
Yeah.
took me a second. I still want to, that's why I did this earlier. I was like, I don't think I did that right.
Stun points.
Wow.
Wow.
So
3,
Let's see.
7,
9, what do you think?
9.
Okay.
Math.
Math. We math.
sure would be nice if it would total it up for you.
It
Yeah.
would be, wouldn't it?
There must be a reason why it doesn't do that. In case, like, I guess maybe like if the only thing I can think of is like if a focus couldn't be used or there was like a situational thing, you know.
Maybe.
But yeah, it seems weird it wouldn't total it.
Yeah.
So, Oma, you take the link into your hand and study it. You definitely, even with your 9, you get traces of the fade upon it. The best that you can garner, given, especially with the magics that you cast, it seems to be some sort of warding
Okay.
residual magic that was placed upon
Like
it.
maybe a ward or an amulet or something. Well, there is a bit of magical nature upon it. It seems some sort of warding magic, but that's as much as I can tell at this point in this state.
It was
Strange.
chaining something up.
Or to
Certainly
let something
possible.
go.
Well,
We found them in the barn. There were too many.
well, I think we won't have any answers until we can get them out of this individual here.
Also, you said that they look like they were living in the woods. They look Dalish?
Very much so.
Okay, so I'm gonna be looking over them, see if I recognize what kind of clan they were from, any kind of markings. I'm also gonna start speaking Dalish to them.
Okay.
Are you alright? Can you hear me? Hello.
You don't get any reply from her. She might mumble, almost as if lost in a fever dream. Nothing intelligible. The markings you don't recognize. Elith, you have seen similar markings from a group of Dalish that had been in the town or the city of the town. I'm sorry, the village of Ventiver, not about a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Look a little bit familiar. Passed
Oh.
through a town not too long ago.
Did you find
Not
out their
sure.
business?
Did I?
Since you are a somewhat sort of local there, you do realize that, well, not realize, but you remember that during the Harvest Festival, that there was a group of Dalish that had been in the city itself. They sort of joined in the festivities. The town and the Dalish had not had a bad relationship with one another. And during this time there was actually an altercation between one of the Dalish and the blacksmith of the town. They'd gotten into quite the fist fight, and the Grey Warden Tarldale had pulled them apart from it. Dalish quickly left thereafter, but definitely the same sort of markings that this clan had had.
I will pass along that information.
So they got in a tiff with the blacksmith, and now here they are with chains?
Blacksmith wasn't dwarven, were they?
No.
Perhaps this was something that the blacksmith had, or that the self wanted the blacksmith to deal with in some way.
Just, oh,
Potentially.
Where are the others? The Dalish don't normally leave that far.
It's a bit strange that they would be inside of a village. They don't usually stray that close, do they?
I mean, how often do you find somebody surrounded by evil demon wolves? So
sounds to me
Yes.
like we should pay a visit to this here blacksmith.
they might be able to shed a little light on it.
Maybe when she wakes up, she can tell us some more.
Indeed. And at the very least, we ought to warn someone in Ventiva about this.
It's true. And we've got 2 barrels.
Yes. I could use a drink, actually.
One for us, one for sale.
Today was actually a good day.
Yeah, it's gonna pop open one of the barrels and get his cup and fill it up.
Yeah.
Well, no drinking and driving for Murdy, so she lifts the cart. She goes, well, which direction?
That direction.
We gotta find us a
Point in
horse.
the correct direction.
Yeah.
Point in the direction of Ventiver.
Yeah, and yeah, Murdy says maybe we can trade one of those barrels for a horse. As we, she kind of creaks the cart up and begins to trudge again towards this town or this village.
So you all begin to head west, back to the path that you came to go to get here.
Great.
And in the frame behind you, there's just smoking wreckage, and the birds above seem to scatter off from it.
Yeah.
Go on, get.
Don't trust birds.
Them are okay.
It was all strange. And also, all that stuff I stole was just gonna get burnt now.
That was in the house, not in the barn.
I mean, that's gonna spread.
And yeah, with hay and wheat. Yeah. Do we know what those creatures were? Trudging.
Do I know what those creatures were?
You may, actually, being so close to the Grey Warden, Tarldale, you definitely have heard of similar creatures known as blight wolves, which are creatures that had carried the taint of the blight with them.
So those were blight wolves. They're bad, as you might guess from the name.
Where do they come from?
Lies.
Evil, not good stuff.
I would imagine that if they are referred to as blight wolves, they are tied to the blight, which is tied to the darkspawn.
Yep.
Which is a problem.
Big problem.
Wait, has there been any like darkspawn activity like recently? Because that would be like
I think there was a
strange
rumor
names.
about that surfacing, right?
Yeah, I think that was in our prompt.
Yes.
Right.
So
Well, that's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Darkspawn in the deep roads.
in the deep roads, and we're not. Are we on the deep roads?
No.
Great.
The deep
The
roads
roads
is
are-
around
I was about to say.
Orzammar.
I just
That's
want to
dwarven
make. I just want to make
territory.
sure because that's where
No.
Murdy would have left.
Though,
Yes. That's
the chain is dwarven make. You might end up going there.
I don't really want to go to the deep. I like the sunshine.
I'm good either way.
I
I have certainly no interest in going to the deep roads, but I am going to have to notify the circle about this.
more interested as to why they've got a dwarven, say, artifact so far away, and in the hands of an elf. No offense, I say.
To the two elves in our party.
No offense, but why would an
I
elf
mean,
have a
that's a very good question.
Yes. But why are they alone as well? Maybe they're exiled.
wonder
Or
if
maybe
they were
everyone else is
hiding.
dead. And this is all that was left.
Well, there's no use in speculating
It's
until we can speak to her.
Yes, we should find somewhere to make camp.
Yes.
It's gonna be a while.
She's going to need some rest. I've healed the worst of the damage, but the rest is
Well,
up to her.
we have a cart. We could attempt to cover it and take some shelter for the evening.
I've got a blanket.
Indeed. Let's seek a safe place and settle down.
Yes.
I tally forth towards a safe place.
Cook like them hams you stole.
At a very slow pace.
Yeah, at a very slow pace, but nobody else is walking.
Sauntering
So
forward.
yes, I saunter forward.
I feel like we could get out of the cart now that we're not running for our lives.
Probably
I
true.
I stay in the car.
I knew
no
you
more.
would probably say
Yeah.
that. Murdy will carry anybody that wants to be carried because she wants this cart and she wants the booze.
Elith will stay in the cart, but he's mostly like keeping an eye on the elf to make sure like nothing horrible happens, and it's not like blight.
Olwen will walk because she feels terrible making Murdy carry all of them.
Murdy hasn't even thought twice about it. Like, it has not even crossed her mind that
Birdie
it's a
didn't
problem.
even notice the
Yeah,
thing weight.
Murdy's just enjoying the being able to use what she has, her God-given talents.
Stone keep you.
Birdie's using this as both arm day and leg day.
That's right, it is arm and leg day at the same time.
Perfect.
You're not far from Bentiver at this point.
Okay.
Because the farmstead's not too far off from the main village. It will just take you twice as long to get there now. Maybe a couple hours at this rate. You can definitely press on through the day if you'd like to get to the
It
village.
probably makes sense to just proceed on to Ventiver then.
It's very
Agreed.
cold out, but you can probably make it, especially warmed up now, pulling that cart, and from your recent battle. So you all begin to make your way back to the village. And I think for Elith, go ahead and make me a perception.
Okay. Is this hearing, seeing, or just general?
It's going to be, let's say, hearing this time.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
Okay. So you're sort of looking into the body of this elf. And you hear her mumbling. Of course, we're not quite sure what she's making out to say, but she seems to be mumbling now.
Oh, somebody's muted.
Oh, you're muted.
I think you're muted.
Am I?
Oh, you aren't now.
No.
Hello?
Yep, we got you
Are
now.
you-
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Are you awake? Anything?
She suddenly snaps up and she grabs you by the collar.
Hello.
I like grab her.
It's
With-
all good.
With wild eyes, she stares back at you and begins to cry. As tears begin to drip down the edges of her face. She just screams, Mithalin! Mithalin!
I don't speak Dalish.
I do.
Somebody
Elith aside to them is just like, what does that mean?
I'll give you the direct thing here.
Yeah.
I had it written down and I can't find it, of course.
What do I hear from my Dalish elf?
You know that it's not like a phrase, or she's not speaking just an individual word, but it's more of a symbolism. And the Mithalin in the Danish tongue means child of vengeance.
I think I speak up in Dalish and I just say Talafinan, Talafinan. And it's like, calm down. Calm down.
She looks from you and back to Elith. And Elith, she just crashes on your shoulder, sobbing. And I think of any place that's probably a good time to go and end our game for today.
Yeah. Nice. Great. I feel like Murdy's like, what's going on back there? She's like,
Everything's fine. Keep going.
Awesome.
Hey, she's alive.
Yeah, but hey, she's alive and she's speaking, which is a plus. So.
I've been called worse. It's good.
Well, what a beginning to what's going to be a nice little mini campaign here on the Dotlet. You know what? We're going to go around. We're going to do outros, and I'll kind of cap us out. But you know what? We're starting with you, Saf. Tell us who you are, where we can find you online. What you doing when you're not hanging out here?
I'm not quite sure who I am at this point.
Who are you?
But this evening, I have been Sabrick. I've been your game master and your best friend. What do I have going on? Really, the only thing I have going on is on my own Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Sabrick every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a D&D 5e campaign in the Planescape campaign setting called Echoes in the Ether. Other than that, I don't have anything else going on. So, pretty boring in that regard.
Hey, you know what? There is nothing boring about not having anything to do, so...
It's nice sometimes.
Yeah, it is very nice sometimes. Thank you for that follow out there. Cool. We're gonna go counterclockwise, so that takes it over to Adam.
Hi, everybody. I'm Adam. In addition to being here on Sundays now, and I'm super excited to be, and thank you for the super fun game, Dave.
Yes.
Been a while since we played together.
It has.
But in addition to this, on every other Wednesday, I run a Ragnarok Nordic-themed 5e campaign card Wolf Sage over on Thread Raiders. They are going to be... They're going across the frozen sea at the moment, and it's going to be really fun. So, I need to remember what I'm going to be doing because it was a very interesting session last time. But then on Fridays, I play over on Soul Bear's channel. We are nearing the end of a 2 years and a little bit campaign. It's great. We were just in the abyss. It was fun. We're not in the abyss. I got disintegrated by a god. I might be okay now because I made a bard who is really good at his job. so I might be coming back as my original character. But
Nice.
yeah, it's fun. And besides that, I've got a couple upcoming projects that I can't talk about yet. But there's a couple podcasts that I'm working on that's going to be really cool.
Oh,
Yeah, that's about it for me.
very nice. Moving right along to Jess.
Sweet. This was delightful and fun. I have been wanting to play Dragon Age for a million years, and I'm living my mage dreams right now.
Yeah.
So thank you. First time on the dot lot. I love it. It's great.
Good.
You can find me on pretty much everywhere at Little Cup of Joe, Twitter and Twitch mostly. On my channel, I do run a Monster of the Week campaign that is basically just an anime with a bunch of kids hunting monsters, and it's pretty fun. Every other Saturday at around 5 p.m. I don't know. We just changed our schedule, but I tweet about it. Don't worry about it. Just follow me there and you'll figure it out. And a few other things coming up on, I'll be appearing on some other people's channels in the near future.
Nice. Very nice. And for the record, I'm dropping links for everybody's Twitter and chat. So go follow these awesome folks so that you can keep up with them. Moving right along to somebody that I'm just so glad to be back at the table with you, Pro.
No, it's been so long.
I know.
Like I'm new to Datlot, but not new to playing with you, and it's super great.
I
It's
know.
awesome. I really love your character. I love everyone's characters, and I've been hyped to play this game because I've been wanting to play for a while as well. So living my best dream, mage life. But yeah, I am Pro Starter. You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all under the same name. I just started yesterday a Taudori D&D game
Oh.
set at 1 p.m. EST every Saturday, and it's got the black banner. Check it out. I'm also doing a bunch of other stuff on other channels and doing some podcasting stuff as well. That's going to be coming out in a few months. But hey, thank you for having me. It's been awesome.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah, it's been this, like I said, this has been a little idea in the making. So for those of you at home, we're actually using this show in particular as a trial test run for what I'm currently calling the Dotlight Incubator series, where as long as you are part of the Discord and part of the community in some way, you can submit shows, and then I use my time and resources of the Dotlight to help you launch your show. 4 Sundays, 4 players, and lots of love from the Dotlet. So this has been a strange little new thing in the works, and if you are interested in potentially pitching, remember you want to be in the Discord because that's where it will be announced. Patreon supporters will gain first access to submissions, though it is not like a first come first serve in terms of what is actually going to be chosen. There will be a lot of considerations around what actually gets produced, but it's a nice chance for all of you to get to tell stories. It's humbling to have all of you come to me and say, I want to tell stories on your channel, and this is my way of, I think, kind of making space for that. So yeah, it like I said, it warms my heart. So this is the start of hopefully something very new and very cool for us on the Dotlet. So I want to thank all 4 of you for being a part of that. I want to thank Sav, of course, for bringing in your ideas and your passion and this beautiful overlay and just all of that. So thank you. I am Little Red Dot. If you don't know me, just go follow me here on Twitch or on Twitter. I talk all things storytelling and tabletop. I play on a lot of different channels. Obviously here, Wednesday nights, actually this upcoming Wednesday, we'll be closing out our Teens in Space campaign. Which is coming to a little closure. But in 2 weeks' time, we'll be launching another short mini campaign using North Sea epilogues. We're going to have an all-females Viking campaign coming to the channel. So if you want a little like proper Viking action in your life, I'm following head over heels for the system North Sea epilogues written by Renegade Games, and the crew is going to be amazing. So the cast will be announced next week, and then of course you can always catch me on the North by Northwest podcast over on Unmade Gaming channel, running a very dark Coriolis campaign right now that seems to have some love from the community, which I appreciate because I don't usually do dark, if you can't tell. I'm a little bit of a slapstick kind of a gal, so it's been really humbling as well to get to bring some dark edginess to my campaign. And then every Saturday over on Roll For It in a Vampire the Masquerade campaign, and My Home Away from Home. So lots of places, but instead of having to get that memorized, simply just follow me on social media so you don't miss a minute of the action. Other than that, I think we're I think we're all good to go. We're gonna close out our Sunday. We're gonna give it back to all of you. Let's go raid somebody. Anybody know who's live? Want to shout out to somebody? Let's see who's live. Let's go share our love. Running right now. Everybody's got their Sunday off clearly. You know what? Not So Speed Runs is looks like there's some disco fever over there. So let's go support Not So Speed. You guys go share some love, and we'll go raid Not So Speed Runs. There's some love for them. We will see you all next week, same time, same channel, for another Sunday afternoon with Dragon Age Vengeance. Thank you all so much. Bye.